You're always looking to get the most out of your efforts, right? In the gym, work, wherever. You want the best return.
Absolutely. Optimize things.
So today, we're digging deep into something huge in fitness circles, creatine.
Oh, yeah. Constantly talked about.
But you hear such different things, don't you? Wildly different opinions sometimes.
Totally. And, yeah, a lot of misinformation. Or maybe just half-truths float around. It gets confusing.
Exactly. Like, some folks treat it like a miracle drug. Others warn you off like it's, I don't know, poison.
Right. It's one extreme or the other.
So our mission today is to cut through all that noise. We want to lay out the clear, evidence-based facts on creatine, help you decide.
Good plan. And we're leaning on some solid analysis here.
Yeah, from a great YouTube video by Renaissance Periodization featuring Dr. Mike Israetel.
RP guys know their stuff.
And what's cool is he's not just an exercise science proc, he's also a competitive bodybuilder, a grappler.
Right. So he gets the science and the real-world application. He sees how it actually plays out.
That combination is just so valuable, isn't it? Bridges that gap between the lab and the gym floor.
Exactly. Theory meets practice. That's where the useful insights often are.
Okay, so let's just tackle the elephant in the room straight away, the big one. Is creatine actually bad for you? You hear all sorts.
Yeah, the scare stories.
Yeah.
Well, the answer from the source, pretty definitively, is no.
No, just flat out.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Dr. Israel even jokes you'd need to believe in rat-off make-believe from a school nurse to think a standard dose is harmful.
Rat off make-believe. Love it.
His point is, look, around 5 grams a day, there's just no reliable scientific evidence showing negative effects at that kind of dose.
Okay, that's pretty clear then. So not some hidden health hazard waiting to pounce.
Doesn't seem like it, based on the data we have.
So if it's not bad for you,
Yeah.
what are the upsides? What's it actually do that might, help someone listening get better results?
Okay, yeah, the benefits. The source lays out several key ones, really well backed by research. Number one is probably improved repeat performance.
Repeat performance, like
in your sets, right? You're aiming for 10 reps. Creatine might help you squeeze out rep 11, maybe even 12.
Okay, so that extra little bit of gas in the tank for the hard reps.
Exactly. Sustaining that high intensity just a little bit longer. Crucial for growth.
Makes sense. Progress over time.
And it's not just lifting. The source points to better sprint performance, jump performance, too.
Oh, interesting. So broader athletic benefits.
Yeah, relevant for lots of sports. And, interestingly, potential benefits for grappling are mentioned, too. Makes sense with those short explosive bursts.
Okay. So performance stuff. What about pure strength? Getting stronger.
Yep, that's in there. Creatine can contribute to strength gains over time. Especially, it seems, in those lower rep ranges like 3 to 6 reps.
Not overnight magic, but helps you lift heavier gradually.
Exactly. And maybe the biggest reason people take it. It helps add a small but notable amount of muscle size.
Small but notable. Good distinction.
Yeah, Dr. Israetel calls it dope, which I think kind of captures why it's so popular.
Yeah.
Right? You see a difference.
Right. And you mentioned other cool health benefits earlier. We should definitely circle back to those.
For sure. But maybe first, let's just quickly hit those misconceptions again. Draw that line clearly.
Good idea. We've got the unfounded fears. What about the other side? The crazy hype.
Yeah, the supplement store bro promising you'll get like 5 times bigger, 18 times more jacked,
Yeah. Or comparing it to steroids.
Right. And Dr. Israetel is super clear. Creatine is not a pharmaceutical. It doesn't have that level of effect. But it is still effective. It works. Just need realistic expectations.
A helpful tool, not a magic potion. Got it. Okay. Using it effectively. So many different forms out there. Which one's the best bet?
Yeah, you see all kinds. But the overwhelming consensus and the strong recommendation here, creatine monohydrate.
Just the basic stuff.
Yep, it's the most studied by far, most proven for safety, effectiveness, and usually the cheapest. He mentions others, like creatine chloride, might work, maybe, less evidence. But things like creatine ethyl ester, pretty much useless. Doesn't even get absorbed properly.
Wow. Okay, so stick with the classic monohydrate. Easy enough.
Kind of a no-brainer, really.
What about brands, then? Or price? Do I need that shiny tub with the lightning bolts on it?
Probably not. According to the source, the brand, it's not a huge deal, as long as it's a reputable company selling actual creatine monohydrate.
How come?
Well, making creatine isn't super complex, so quality control from known brands is generally pretty consistent. He jokes about his made-up Creatine Diamonds Darling blend.
Creatine Diamonds Darling?
And then immediately says, look, save your money. Get a budget-friendly monohydrate from a known brand. He mentions Optimum Nutrition as an example, but there are others. Just don't pay for the fancy label.
Good advice. Affordable mono from a brand you trust.
Got it. Now, dosage. How much should people actually take?
Okay, the sweet spot, the source says, is typically between 2 to 5 grams a day.
2 to 5. That's it. For the vast majority, yeah. Even bigger folks, over 200 pounds. 5 grams is generally plenty to saturate the muscles and see results.
So you don't need like 10 or 20 grams to become Superman.
Definitely not. He kind of debunks that, suggesting it's often just marketing to sell more product. And on the flip side, you don't need less than 2 to 5 grams because you're worried about toxicity. It just doesn't have known toxicity at these levels.
Okay, 2 to 5 grams daily. Consistent, moderate, seems simple. What about loading, though? You always hear about the creatine loading phase. Necessary.
Loading. Yeah, that's taking a higher dose, like 20 grams a day, split up for about a week, then dropping to maintenance, like 5 grams.
Does it work?
It does work to saturate your muscles faster. The source confirms that. But it's not necessary. You'll get to the exact same place, the same muscle saturation, just by taking your 5 grams consistently every day. It'll just take a few weeks instead of 1 week.
So why do people recommend it?
Well, apart from getting saturated slightly faster, Dr. Israetel hints that, again, it might just help companies sell more creatine powder quicker. Loading uses up product faster.
Interesting perspective. So patience pays off, skip the loading maybe.
Seems like a reasonable approach unless you're in a huge rush for some reason.
What about timing then? The magic post-workout window. Got to slam it right after training.
Okay, so technically, the source mentions taking it post-workout, maybe with some carbs. It might slightly improve absorption because of insulin.
Nice.
Yeah, but the effect is described as really quite small, minimal. The key thing, and he really emphasizes this, is that creatine builds up over days and weeks. It saturates the muscle gradually.
The exact minute you take it doesn't matter that much.
Exactly. Acute timing isn't critical. What is critical is taking it consistently, every single day.
Right.
So the advice is, find a time that works for you. Make it part of your routine so you don't forget. He takes his in the morning with other supplements.
Okay, that makes sense. Don't tie it rigidly to workouts if you have rest days because you need it daily.
Precisely. And those worries about, like, mixing it in a shake the night before, also pretty insignificant. Consistency is king.
Consistency over timing. Got it. Okay, let's circle back. You mentioned some surprising health benefits. I'm curious about those.
Yeah, absolutely. Beyond the performance stuff, which is well known, research is digging into other areas. The source highlights potential neuroprotective properties.
Neuroprotective, like for the brain and nerves.
Yeah, suggesting possible long-term benefits for nervous system health, maybe even cognitive function down the line. It's early days for some of this, but promising.
Wow. What else?
Also, potential cardioprotective effects. So maybe helping reduce risks related to heart disease, and even some hints about benefits for bone health.
That's actually pretty cool. Wider benefits than just muscle.
For sure. And again, reinforcing the point. At normal doses, 5 grams or so, there's just no reliable evidence saying creatine itself is inherently bad for your health.
Okay. Now, something that always confuses people. Creatine versus creatinine. Can we clear that up?
Yes. Super common confusion. Okay, so creatinine, N-I-N-E, that's a waste product. Your muscles produce it naturally during metabolism.
Right.
Doctors measure creatinine levels in your blood or urine to check how well your kidneys are working. It's a marker for kidney function.
Okay, so creatinine equals waste product. Kidney marker.
Exactly. Creatine, T-I-N-E, that's the supplement we're talking about. A totally separate substance involved in energy production in muscles.
Okay. Separate things.
Completely separate. But the confusion happens because sometimes people, maybe even some doctors not up on sports supplements, see slightly higher creatinine, the waste product, maybe an athlete who trains hard, and they mistakenly blame creatine supplements.
And assume kidney damage.
Right. But Dr. Israetel is very clear. In healthy people, taking normal doses of creatine supplements does not harm your kidneys or cause falsely high creatinine levels indicating damage. They're unrelated issues.
That's a really, really important distinction. Good to clear up. Okay, what about cycling? Do you need to take breaks from creatine? Go on and off.
Good question. The source suggests there's actually very little evidence that taking supplemental creatine significantly shuts down your body's own natural production.
Oh, so your body keeps making its own.
Seems like it, yeah. So from a purely physiological need perspective, cycling off probably isn't necessary.
But people still do it.
Yeah, Dr. Israetel mentions he sometimes cycles off himself, but more for practical reasons,
Mm-hmm.
like during periods of lower training intensity, maybe active rest, or if he goes on vacation.
Why then?
Convenience, maybe save a little money. If you're not training super hard, you might not feel you need that creatine edge quite as much. So it's more about practicality than a health requirement.
Gotcha. So not strictly needed, but an option if you're taking it easy for a bit. Okay, let's talk water weight. Big concern for many. Does creatine make you bloated?
Right, the water weight thing, the source clarifies this really well. Creatine mainly causes intramuscular water retention.
Meaning inside the muscle.
Exactly. It pulls water into the muscle cells. This makes the muscles look fuller, more. The word used is turgid, like pumped up.
Okay, so not under the skin.
Generally, no. It's different from subcutaneous water retention, the kind that sits under the skin and can make you look kind of soft or watery.
Ah,
And Dr. Israel points out, visually, if you gain, say, 5 pounds from this intramuscular water, it can actually look quite similar to gaining 5 pounds of real muscle tissue. It contributes to that fuller, more muscular look.
so often a good thing visually, not a bad thing.
For most people, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, he does acknowledge some individuals might get a bit of subcutaneous spillover. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a competitor aiming for that super dry, crispy look on stage,
Yeah.
you might experiment with stopping creatine a week or two before the show. But for general physique purposes, that muscle fullness is usually seen as a plus.
Okay, so mostly muscle fullness, not general bloat. Good to know. What about stomach issues? Some people report digestive upset.
Yeah, you hear that sometimes. But the source states that, again, studies don't really reliably link creatine itself to stomach problems.
So it's not the creatine causing it?
Not usually, it seems. Dr. Israel suggests if someone does have issues, first look at other things, other supplements, changes in diet, or maybe try a different brand or even type, just in case it's a filler or an individual sensitivity. But often, it's probably not the creatine molecule itself causing the trouble.
Right. Investigate other causes first. Good advice. Okay, last big section. Advice based on training level. Who should really consider it?
Yeah, this is helpful. For absolute beginners, just starting out, probably not essential right away. Focus on nailing your training consistency, getting your nutrition basics sorted first. More bang for your buck there initially.
Makes sense. Build the foundation.
Exactly. For intermediates, people with some solid training time under their belt.
Yeah.
Creatine can be great here, especially during cycles focused on gaining muscle or even during a fat loss phase to help maintain strength and performance. It can be like a little superpower to push through plateaus.
Okay, good tool for intermediates and advanced lifters or athletes.
For them, generally highly recommended. If you're training consistently hard, squeezing out every bit of performance matters. Creatine helps with that.
But any caveats for the advanced folks?
Just maybe consider cycling off during planned lighter periods or maintenance phases like we discussed. And if you're a competitor, pay attention to that potential slight subcutaneous water thing close to a show.
Yeah,
But overall, very beneficial for advanced trainees.
that's super clear guidance. Okay, let's try and wrap this up. If you had to boil it all down, what's the main takeaway from this deep dive on creatine?
I think the core message is creatine, especially good old creatine monohydrate, taken consistently at around 5 grams a day, is generally safe. It's effective for boosting performance, helping with muscle gain,
Right.
and it might even have some bonus health perks. Most of the scary myths,
Right.
just not really backed by solid evidence.
Yeah, and consistency beats fancy timing or loading schemes.
Exactly. Keep it simple, keep it consistent. Affordable monohydrate works.
Fantastic. It's definitely not the complicated or dangerous substance some make it out to be. This has been really illuminating.
That was helpful.
And, going through this process, really looking at the evidence for creatine, it makes you think, doesn't it?
So,
Well, how many other common beliefs in fitness or nutrition do we just accept without really questioning them? Now that we have a clearer view on creatine by looking at expert analysis, how might you use that same critical approach to evaluate other things you hear, other supplements, other training methods?
that's a really good point. A provocative thought to leave people with. Apply that same lens elsewhere.
Definitely something to mull over. Thanks again for walking us through this.
My pleasure.